Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, February 21st, 2014. My name is Erik Conn. I was just telling my girlfriend about yesterday. It was on the news that about 4 kids was arguing out in the street, teenagers, 15, 16, 17, and started arguing. The next thing you know, old lady gets shot in the hand because of this, which these boys be aiming and they just shoot anywhere, and she could have got murdered, you know. It's a shame. But, you know, I was also telling her about why is it that nobody never talks about changing the gun laws. The politicians don't talk about changing the gun laws. The local politicians don't talk about changing the gun laws. Why is it that every time in a suburban area when a white person has a gun and goes and kills, you know, kids in the movie theaters, in the schools, in the malls, why is it that there's so much talk about changing the gun laws? Why do they only talk about changing the gun laws when there's whites involved? You know, yeah, they seem to do it on a mass level, but every day in minority areas, in these so-called hoods, and, you know, these little small circles, I call them, there's black kids and minorities getting murdered and getting shot at, and even old ladies, little kids now. There's no discrimination on who the bullets hit now in our areas. And I never hear nobody talk about we need to change the gun laws. You know, my question is, why is it that, how does these guns get into the hands of these youth? You know, I know how they get into the hands. They can buy them from anywhere. But where do the guns come from at the end of the day? Like, how are they getting to our areas? Even though I know the answer to this, I know why. You know, why is because the powers that be, they want this to happen. The powers that be, they want us to kill off each other. They want us to turn into savages, which that's what we're doing. It's kind of puzzling to me because they're younger and younger now. They're 15, 14, 15, 16, 17, getting guns like it's nothing. And when you're 14, 15, and 16, you have no knowledge of who you are, what life is about. You're spiritless. Your spirit just ain't active. It ain't cut on yet. You have no knowledge of what that's all about. You have no type of knowledge of God. You have no type of vision of a future. You just live for the moment. You live in this little circle, this gang thing, this pulling your pants down off your butt, thinking you're a gangster thing, and you know you'll shoot that gun at any place at any given time because, you know, in the last 5 years, daylight shootings is a dime a dozen now, all over the United States in these so-called circles. And, you know, I never hear politicians talk about getting these guns off the streets. You know, I'm a person who believes in rehabilitation, but if I had my way, I would probably have to say that I would have to probably change the laws on these guns. If you get caught with a gun, right now they get 3 years, 5 years. They do that. Come home, go to prison, don't get rehabilitated, meet other criminals, plan new ways to do crime, come home, and that's what they do. And go right back to jail after that. Or either get murdered or murder somebody. And the system knows this. The system is set up for these young guys to do this and come back to jail, because you're worth more money to them doing that and coming back to jail and waking yourself up. You know? Oh man, it's really a shame. I'm sick of it, you know, but I really question why the local politicians, why the minority politicians don't start really talking about this, don't start lobbying for either stricter gun laws or the gun manufacturers, which they're powerful. I realize they're so powerful. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. But I do believe that they wouldn't have a problem with saying if you get caught with a gun, you get 15 years. You know, which I hate to throw away lives like that, but you're throwing away your life anyway. You're throwing away your life. You're about to take someone else's life, whether it's a baby, a grandmother, a grandfather, a uncle, a mother, or the person you're supposed to be after, which you never normally get. So it kind of don't make a difference, you know. So I wonder if you was to get 15 years, like if you knew 3 of your friends who got 15 years because they just got caught with a gun, I wonder if that might wake you up. You know what I'm saying? And for every bullet in the chamber, give them 2 years on top of that. You know? Something has to change because we live in the wild, wild west, and it doesn't seem like anybody cares. This is just a normal thing now. You listen to the news, you hear about this. It's just a normal thing, and it shouldn't be. If this was happening in the suburban areas, in the white people areas, it wouldn't happen. They would change these laws, just like the stand your ground laws in all these different states in Florida. If that was black people standing their ground against young white boys, killing young white boys because the music was too loud, they peeled off in their car, they had a Snickers bar or a bag of Skittles, or and you thought it was a gun that they was grabbing, and we was killing little white boys off, they would change these laws at the dime, at you know, real quick. You know what I'm saying? They would change them just like that because they can. But when it comes to minorities, killing minorities and having these guns, it's like nobody's talking about this. Nobody's wondering like, yo, what's going on? What can we do to stop this? We're just accepting it. And all you politicians, you know, and I'm going to say the churches too. The churches don't seem to be doing nothing about this, and the churches got power. You know, they got power. You know, they got the people. Let's march. Like, what's going on? We do nothing now. Nothing at all. We just accept this. You know, and I just think it's a shame. You know, I'm going to have to do my part. I'm going to step up and see what I could put together with, you know, friends of mine, and we're going to have to try to change this. You know, we won't see it in our lifetime probably, but we got to start somewhere. Peace and love. Erik Conn.